So, why is it that we set New Year's resolutions and goals and then we don't achieve it? Why does that happen? Like, what is the missing piece? Well, that is what I want to talk about today. And Emily Adams here. And before we get started, do me a favor, like, subscribe, do all the things because that's how my YouTube channel grows. And I would appreciate it very much. And when it comes to setting New Year's resolutions and goals, when we go into setting it, and I will also share my personal experience, and this is what I have learned that has helped me, is a lot of times we just look at the end results that we want. We want to lose 30 pounds. We want to make six figures. We want to do all these things, right? We just look at the end result that we want. We don't necessarily ask ourselves, what kind of changes do I have to make to become that person? What kind of changes do I have to make to be able to lose that weight? Am I going to have to work out? Am I going to have to change my nutrition? And then the other thing that is so interesting, and I noticed this as I look back for years, every year I would set a goal to lose weight because I always wanted to lose weight. And for years, it was so hard for me to lose weight. And I was stuck into this whole diet culture mindset and had horrible body image, right? But every year I wanted to lose weight because I thought it was going to bring me happiness. Everything, once you set a goal, you're like, oh yeah, that's going to bring me happiness. Well, that's bullshit because you can find happiness no matter what. I now know that. But when it came to setting my goal, each year I would go into it thinking, okay, I'm going to eat super healthy. I'm going to follow this. I'm going to work out. Working out became super easy. It's something I still love to do. But what was missing is I was still stuck in this mindset of once I hit my 30 pounds or whatever my goal was, whether it was 10, 15, once I hit that and I lose that, I'm just going to go back to eating what I want. I'm just going to go back to feeling my body however I want, That's not how it works. You have to keep eating good nutritional food. Everybody knows that, right? I knew that on a conscious level, but subconsciously I was still programmed of yep, once I hit that, I'm just going to start eating whatever I want. And that is a huge missing piece, is the mindset piece when we go into setting our goals. We see the end results that we want, and it looks like, man, if I can just get there, that's what I want. But what we don't really put in to play, or what we don't consider, is what is it going to take to get there? Who are you going to have to be to reach your goals? How are you going to have to show up every single day to reach the goal that you set? And literally, you can do this with any goal, whether it's New Year's or it's in the middle of the year. Ask yourself those questions. Who do you have to be? How do you have to show up? What do you have to do? Goals don't just happen just to happen. We have to do the work. And that's the thing, right? We know when we set all these New Year's resolutions, we know that, in our minds, we're like, yeah, we're going to have to show up. We're going to have to do the work, and we get super motivated. But then day 14 or day 21, when there's cake or cookies or whatever, I'm just going to eat that because, and then one turns into 30 and it just keeps going. I'm not saying you can't have cakes or cookies while you're losing weight, because you can. But I'm just saying, you have to ask yourself, do you have to become more disciplined? If you don't have your mindset right when you go to set goals or New Year's resolutions, and you're looking at it as a temporary fix and not something that is a lifestyle change, then you're going to fail. You're going to fail at your goals. You're not going to reach your goals. And you're going to learn lessons in it, right? Because I don't necessarily like to use the word failure, because it's never a failure. It's always either growth and learning, or we achieve the goals. But the thing about it is we forget that part. We forget the part of, how do we have to show up? What do we have to do? What areas in our life do we have to clean up? What are we allowing that we shouldn't allow? And even on a business aspect, from building a business, you have to ask yourself those questions. How do I have to show up? What's in my circle that should not be there? What's in my kitchen cupboards that should not be there? What is not supporting my goals? If you don't do the deep mental mindset work, and reprogram this up here to not make it a temporary change, but it's a lifestyle change, then you're going to struggle to hit your New Year's resolution and sustain it. Because once you hit it, you have to sustain it, right? And so I encourage you, as you go into this new year, as we go into 2021, ask yourself those questions and see what kind of mental changes you need to make. I'm not saying you have to change everything, but start with something and know that you're going to have to make these changes in order for your New Year's to stick. And I'm going to kind of shift a little bit because I often hear this: once I lose 30 pounds, I'll be happy. Once I have the love of my life, I'll be happy. Once I have that job, I'll be happy. It's kind of like I'll be happy when. And you can ask yourself this. You can pause this video and ask yourself if you have the belief that you'll be happy when you get XYZ, whatever it is. And if that's the belief you have, I want you to reprogram that. I want you to start telling yourself you can be happy in this moment. You don't have to wait for weight loss. You don't have to wait until you hit your New Year's resolutions to be happy. You don't have to wait. Like, you can have it. It's a choice. And that's the thing. If you're really programmed to be, I'll be happy when, and you're really fixated on that thing of what that is that's going to give you happiness, and you get there, you're going to realize you still don't have happiness. And you're just going to move on to the next thing. I know this because I repeated this pattern. When I got divorced the first time, I thought I would be happy when I would be out of the marriage, right? Because it was a very toxic married to a narcissist. Like, it was hard, right? And I was like, I'll just be happy once I'm out of this marriage. And yes, I was a lot happier. And then it became, I'll be happy when I get my degree, when I can graduate, right? Bachelor's degree. Got my bachelor's degree. And then it was, I'll be happy when I get married again, right? Because we were dating, right? And that didn't work out, right? And then it was, I'll be happy when I reach where I want my corporate career. Got where I wanted, still not happy. And then it was, I'll be happy when I'm doing what I'm really passionate about doing. Left the corporate world, started doing what I want to do, still didn't find it. I didn't find it until I realized I held my happiness. It wasn't in things, it wasn't in people, it was inside of me. And I share this story with you because if you're going into your New Year's resolutions and your goals with the mindset of, this is going to bring me happiness, I'm here to bring it to you, it's not going to. And I know that's a hard reality to face, but it's the truth. And you already know me, like, I'm always going to be honest and truthful at all times because that's my style, and there's no need in faking any of it, right? So I only share this because it was only until I slowed down and went internally, and that is like one of the hardest things to do in life, is to slow down and go internally, because it's super, super uncomfortable. It's not something we're taught. But once I did that, I realized I held the happiness, and it wasn't in people. It wasn't in titles. It wasn't in things. And that was like one of the most freeing things for me to realize. I held that happiness. And then that really started my journey on the whole mindset, and started my journey on like loving myself more than anything, like really filling myself full of self-love. So I'm only sharing this because I want you to really think about the goals you're setting. And if you're setting it because it's tied to what you think is going to bring you happiness, maybe you need to change that mindset and shift your mindset. And just to recap, don't go into your New Year's resolutions thinking it's a temporary fix, because it won't work. It just won't work. You have to make permanent changes in order for it to stick. And I know you're like, I've heard this a million times. I've heard it. I know it. Do it this year. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for others. Do it for yourself. Because 2021 is going to be a huge freaking epic year. Like, I know that, and I'm super excited, and I know it's going to be an epic year for you as well. And if you need support going into 2021 or whatever it is when you're into 2021, feel free to reach out. All my contact information is on this page. follow me on my other platforms, and I look forward to hearing what you got out of this video.